Hey guys, this is Kyle.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is Fan Theory. So Jurassic World 2 is on its way, and it's looking to be just as big as the original, even bigger from what I've heard.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Lauren here is the biggest #1 Jurassic Park fan I've ever known.
Probably, yeah. It's probably true.
What is it about Jurassic World that you love so much?
I've always loved the Jurassic Park franchise. It has never released its grasp on me. It is my #1.
So we start off with two archaeologists.
Dr. Alan Grant and Dr. Ellie Sattler doing their thing in Montana. They get approached by John Hammond, who wants them to come and check out his brand new park, which is totally top secret. He needs them to sign off so that way his lawyers ease up on him, and that way, you know, maybe he can get his park released.
And they're incentivized to get there because
he's going to pay for all of their costs for the next 3 years.
So when they get there, things are not as they had hoped, but also they're amazed.
They're totally amazed. Yeah. They're like, you have a T-Rex.
Yeah. So then things go awry when
Dennis Nedry has been duped by Biosyn to steal some embryos. 12 different species off the island in a Barbasol can. He is the park's IT guy, and he just totally wipes everything. It shuts everything down in the middle of a giant tropical storm and causes every fence in the park to go down.
Bad things go for him when
yeah, Dilophosaurus shows up and ruins his whole entire day.
And then we move into them surviving and it becoming a story of how one man learns to love children. So then we go into your favorite.
My favorite. The Lost World
Jurassic Park. It was not the most popular, but it actually made more money than Jurassic Park 3. We cut to a familiar character.
Yes, Dr. Ian Malcolm.
And he and his now daughter.
Kelly was not his daughter in the book. At least I don't recall. There were 2 kids in the book. Yeah.
Let's just throw in that random fact. I'm
Kelly?
Gymnast.
Kelly, no! Dr. Ian Malcolm is now dating a scientist named Dr. Sarah Harding.
And so why are the dinosaurs loose again in the Lost World?
Well, because they were always loose. They're on Site B. Isla Sorna, part of the Los Cinco Muertes.
Yeah.
The 5 deaths. It was what is known within InGen, which is the company that John Hammond had founded, but was taken over by his nephew in the Lost World. They want to build like an amphitheater so they can have like fighting dinosaurs and just put them on display.
Great idea. Okay, so
we have the big baddies from InGen coming in to capture some of these dinosaurs to bring to the new park in San Diego. We have the good guys who are trying to preserve the purity of, you know, this ecosystem. They have to team together to get off the island at all. Velociraptors show up and mayhem ensues. Yeah, they take the female and the baby to the mainland in this big like tanker. It goes around destroying San Diego.
So Jurassic Park 3, we start the movie off with parasailing in a boat.
Parasailing, yeah. This kid is on vacation. The entire parasailing rig goes flying off.
And then his parents,
the Kirbys,
they trick Dr. Alan Grant into coming to the island.
Convince Alan Grant that they are very wealthy and that they just want him to give them an aerial tour. Once they start flying around the island, they get too low. And then there's a new dinosaur that attacks everybody there, the Spinosaurus.
The raptors are smarter than they've ever been.
Oh, yes. They've got these like weird feathers and stuff like that. But yeah, they're super smart.
And, you know, there's a pterodactyl attack.
I do love the whole pterodactyl sequence. I think that it was something that was totally missing in the first 2 films. I like it better than Lost World Jurassic Park, personally.
I actually like it better too, honestly.
Yeah. And they bring back Laura Dern. She saves the day. He calls her on the satellite phone. Her son Charlie picks up. Her husband is like with the Coast Guard.
Now we jump into Jurassic World. At one time they were hoping to bring back some of the characters from the original movie. They realized that this is going to be a sequel that's also sort of a remake. I would have not have been at all opposed had they brought back some of those characters. They brought in a whole like sleuth of new characters.
Except for
Dr. Henry Wu.
Henry Wu.
BD Wong is a very crucial part of this whole fan theory. We have now talked about the history of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. Now let's theorize what comes after all of this. We know that Chris Pratt is back.
And so is Bryce Dallas Howard.
And so is BD Wong. He has definitely been
cast. He's definitely been cast. Well,
which
that makes me very happy.
Spins my whole theory.
It spins my whole theory too.
Because they left it open. He did not die in Jurassic World. He took his research with him.
I thought that plot point was going to be dropped just the way they dropped the Barbasol can getting dropped in the mud in the first Jurassic Park film.
If BD Wong is not in it, then it would easily be droppable. But if he is, then I think that this absolutely would make sense. I think they're going to definitely have her and Chris Pratt start off the movie together.
Maybe they throw the curveball and they're like, these people hate each other. We're going to put them in this situation together again, guys.
So Claire is a whole new Claire this go round because she has learned, she has matured, she has changed her ways, and because of all of the talk about the high heels in Jurassic,
I was just gonna say,
giving her some sensible shoes
and sensible clothing too.
Sensible clothing. Around. She is going to be more of a badass. I think the Indominus Rex is not dead.
Oh, I don't think it is either.
But I think that specific one isn't dead because there's some cuttlefish going on there.
I didn't even think of that.
Cuttlefish.
So super smart it is.
Super smart.
You're so wicked smart. You know what? It got a pretty good chomp from that Mosasaurus, though. At the end. Do you think it survived?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because it's been experimented on with so many different mutations and DNAs, and if it's related to certain reptiles, amphibian types, it just simply regrows back its limbs. Because it swims, even if they go to a different island, it still manages, it could easily
It can show up because it sees infrared, so it can find anything. What did they do, guys?
What did they do? It's either going to evolve and take on new features, or there's going to be a dinosaur in there that's somehow even worse.
It's going to have a darker tone to it.
I have no doubt that we're going to have like laser raptors or something ridiculous.
Yeah, we're going to have sharks with freaking laser beams on their
sharks with freaking laser
beams. Machine gun raptors. They're going to be weaponized, bred for military applications.
How long do you think it'll be till these freaking dinosaurs turn into dragons?
That's the fourth film of Fantastic Beasts, guys. They merge the two worlds. It takes place in Costa Rica. I'm just really excited.
I'm really excited too. What's your theory? Do you guys have any thoughts? Any other theories that you have, that you've heard, that you want to share? Leave them in the comments below and subscribe and follow. And
you guys can find me on Twitter and Periscope at PuffLikesBeer.
PuffLikesBeer, description right there. This has been Fan Theory. What's yours?